Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School for some boys varsity basketball action at the high school level between the Riverdale Raiders and the Sarasota Booker Tornadoes. Hello, everyone, and thank you for listening in to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action. We are ready for your opening tip-off. It's going to be won by the Riverdale Raiders, who will be moving across the court from right to left across your computer screen. Booker will travel from left to right. Booker wins the opening face-off. They tried to sink an opening three-pointer, and it is going to be swished away by Riverdale all the way to the opposite end. Pass from Jacob Tracy to Dean Wilson is no good at the left corner, and it's going to trail out of play. We're set up for your first of 4 8-minute quarters. Once again, thank you for listening in. About half a minute into your varsity basketball action, and we are still scoreless at 0-0. Booker has possession of the ball as they hope to grab the lead early on here and draw first blood. Up the gut. Number 23 tries to go for the layup. It's going to be wide left. It's finally stolen away by Jaquez Dickerson, who fires it over to Jacob Tracy. It's picked away. There's going to be a whistle, but a dunk follows up from number 3, Unique Arnold, from the Booker Tornadoes. Once again, traveling all the way from Sarasota. About a 2-hour trip here to the Raider Rock Gym at Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. It's tossed back in. That last dunk from Arnold did not count since it occurred after the whistle. We're still scoreless, but Booker still has control of the ball. Here's Arnold at the left corner, throwing it down low to Tyreek Blakeney. They go back high up to Arnold, who tries to rush his way in, throws it back outside to Blakeney. Blakeney trying to look past the defenseman. Dean Wilson goes for a three, and it's wide left. Now here's Jacob Tracy storming his way down the court. Throws it down low, left corner, Dean Wilson, and it's a short three-point attempt. He comes in to pay for the rebound and swishes it in. Raiders draw first blood, 2-0, with 6:22 remaining in your first quarter of play. Here's Riley Foreman, wearing number 30. He carries the ball at the right corner, throws it high up to Arnold, who tries to go for a long-distance shot. It's way off. Wilson, layup is in. And it's now 4-0. And Tornadoes head coach Phil Helmuth is going to call timeout. His team is looking a little bit unorganized as we are 1 minute and 57 seconds into your action. Thanks for listening in to the Raider Rock Gym once again. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action. And what is going to be a very special night as the Raiders play the Booker Tornadoes once again, traveling more than an hour to get to this location to play the game. Very often you don't see that happen, but it has occurred plenty of times before with high school teams. The Raiders come into the contest with a 4-win, 2-loss record on the 2015 schedule. The Raiders are coached by Damon Jones and Vernon Brazil, who is the assistant coach. Jones in his second year with the team. And the Tornadoes, once again, are coached by Phil Helmuth. Booker now clears it out of their own zone after they take their first time out. They now bring it down low along the left corner. It's fumbled in the paint, and it's going to be recovered by the Raiders. It's Daniel Maliver. Gives the cross feed to Jacob Tracy. Layup no good. Rebound is going to be up and through by Jaquez Dickerson. Raiders now up by 6. Throwing in 3 two-point buckets to start it. And now Booker's going to get on the board with a swisher. 3 points on the board for Riley Foreman and the Tornadoes. They cut the Raider lead in half by 3 points. Here's Jacob Tracy dealing with the ball in midcourt, trying to fight his way past Unique Arnold, the defenseman. It's thrown high up to the midpoint to Dean Wilson, and there's going to be a whistle and a foul. Raiders going to throw this one back in from behind the attacking net, up by 3. big shot coming in from Jacob Tracy, and it bounces off of the iron. Booker recovers the ball. They now rush in from the left side. Layup is going to be way outside, and you have the foul. With 5:03 remaining in your first, we're just underway in front of a very packed Raider Rock gym. Very nice crowd, and it looks like as a result of the foul, Tyreek Blakeney, the ball carrier on the play, is going to get a pair of free throws. So let's see if he can get some fireworks going and pump up this Tornado team who has struggled early. He sinks his opening shot to cut down the disadvantage to 2 points. His second one is nothing but net. It's now 6-5 in advantage of the Raiders, and we continue on with 5 minutes to go in quarter number one. Jacob Tracy throws outside to Wilson. 3 deflects off of the backboard and down onto the court. Tyreek Blakeney is going to take it down. 3-pointer is going to be way outside again. Thus far, it's been a game of 3-pointers for both of these teams. Both schools want to start off with a bang. There's Jacob Tracy putting in that bang with a layup. Ran it right up the middle, put in the layup with the left hand. Fans are fired up here. The ball carrier is Riley Foreman. He's going to take a nice jumper right on the three-point line, and it's going to count for 2. So Raiders still up. They have yet to give up the lead in the first. There's now a whistle on the play and a foul going against Booker. The Booker Tornadoes are wearing purple uniforms, yellow script, Booker on the front, and yellow numbers on the back with purple shorts. The Raiders are dressed in their home whites. Garnet red script Raiders on the front and numbers on the back. It's thrown back in by Riverdale, Dean Wilson to be exact, at the center court line, and there's going to be another stoppage. 4:14 left. It's another foul, this time going against RHS. Tyreek Blakeney strutting his way all around the paint. Goes up the middle to Foreman. Foreman motioning some of his teammates around as he gives it off to the left corner where Tyreek Blakeney is standing. He tries to make his way deeper into the zone, and there's going to be a foul, which came up against Tyreek Blakeney. This is his second pair of free throw shots in the ball game. You remember he went 2 for 2. Exactly 4 minutes left on the clock in the first quarter. 8-7 is your score. Riverdale on top, and he is going to ace the next shot. That makes him 3 for 3 on the day. He looks very calm up there on the free throw line. Let's see if he can give Booker the lead right here. Yes, he does. He's looking impressive. Jacob Tracy swishing the ball around in his hands as he dribbles it deep into the paint, tries to give it outside to Deshaun Lane. Breakaway up the middle, and the dunk. Slam dunk. Unbelievable, coming from Unique Arnold. He took it to the net one-handed with the jam. Raiders aren't going to give up so soon. There's a three-point shot, and it's going to miss anyhow. Down to court, runs Freeman, trying to go for another dunk. Was Tony Register, and that's going to pick up a foul. You hear a lot of noise in the background. That's coming from some of the Booker Tornadoes in the crowd. Well, the junior varsity team was able to play a contest before the varsity game, so those JV players for Sarasota, or from Booker rather, they are sitting in the crowd cheering on their varsity team. And they're looking sharp. At first they looked a little disorganized, but they were able to get back into the swing of things. And now they are up by 5 points. We just had the clock update there, so it's now 13-8 in advantage of Booker Sarasota. will resume action as Jaquez Dickerson throws the ball back into play from behind the Raiders' net. Jaquez Dickerson is a 6'6" senior as he tosses it back into Dante Quintella. He's going to hurl it back over to Dickerson. Dickerson lobs it over to Tracy. Cross feed over to Quintella. Quintella going deeper into Dickerson. Dickerson looking around, throws it outside, nobody there, and it goes out of bounds. So Booker is going to have the ball back in their advantage again. Turnovers have been killing the Raiders thus far, and the opening quarter three-pointer up in the air, and it's through. That shot, I believe, came from Sam Evans on the play for the Tornadoes. Up against the sideline, Sean Lane, long out of town, and it is going to go way outside. Booker already down the opposite end of the court. This is a very fast-moving team we've seen. Up the center they go. Pass is way up in the air, and it's out onto the sidelines once again with 2:27 left. 16-8 now is your scoring advantage of the Tornadoes. Boy, have things changed here in just a couple moments' notice. Foul went against the Raiders. Booker throws it back in. Shot from downtown, courtesy of Riley Foreman, is going to be up into the arms of Jacob Tracy. Tracy crosses over Tyreek Blakeney, throwing it outside to Dickerson, who trades it back up to Tracy. Layup is nothing but net. So it's now 18-10. Outside, three-pointer, and that's going to be a three. Well, it looks like we've had some confusion with the clock here. Here's Wilson. He's going to throw in a layup. Well, a lot sure has happened here in just a couple seconds because it looks like there's a little bit of a issue with the score clock. They just corrected a score, so if this is right, it's 19-12, an advantage of the Tornadoes, and now a whistle. As Riley Foreman was going to pick up the foul, Raiders now have the ball. Looks like Foreman gave a push in the back there to Jaquez Dickerson. So it's been very fast-paced action here between the Riverdale Raiders and the Booker Tornadoes. Booker 2-0 thus far in the regular season. It's going to be picked away. Booker now has it in. Throw number one is going to be incomplete, but a rebound is going to be right through the hoop. 21-12 now is your score. Deshaun Lane from way outside, and that is going to bounce off of the iron. And Booker now turns it over. They've taken advantage of the Raiders and their flaws here to start the game. Ball is going to be stripped out of the way by Jacob Tracy as the ball deflects out of play up against the Raider benches. The Raiders benches, they're sitting off to the right side of my broadcast position. Booker, they're sitting off to my left side at the scorer's table. And now there's another foul as Tyreek Blakeney had the ball in his hands. From the looks of it, this is going to be another turnover. Raiders have possession. Wilson is going to lob it back in over to Tracy. Jacob Tracy, he's just wedging his way in between defensemen, looking calm and playing clutch basketball. That's why I like to see. Here's Tracy again. He shoved down his contender, Riley Foreman, and there's another violation. It's still 21-12, Booker in the lead. I thought maybe a more lengthy road trip would maybe slow down the Tornado team, but it looks like that's not exactly the case. Raiders struggling in the paint. It's finally tossed in by Jacob Tracy once again with a layup. Layups have been the name of the game in the first quarter for the Raiders. Cruising into the zone is Riley Foreman. Giving it off. Shot is way overthrown And now here comes Riverdale. Tracy is going to lose control. Picked up by Wilson. His shot is way outside. And now there's another hold on the play. Clock stopped with 4.2 left in your first. 21-14. Booker still in control. At first, the Raiders looked like they were dominating at the beginning, taking advantage of a rusty Booker squad. But then once Booker put up those opening points, they got more comfortable and they started doing their thing. Jaquez Dickerson is going to receive the toss in, and he is going to be fouled as he was grabbed up by Blakeney. So now you're going to have Jaquez Dickerson step up to the free throw line. His shot is going to bounce around a bit, but it sinks its way in. Keep in mind, this is a pair of free throw shots, of course. Dickerson hurls it in the air, and he is good, 2 for 2. And it looks like this is going to be the end of your first quarter. Long shot from center court coming from Tyreek Blakeney, but it's not even going to reach the net. That's the end of your first quarter of play. 21-16 is your score. The Booker Tornadoes lead over the Riverdale Raiders from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. We'll take a quick media timeout and resume with your second quarter right after this on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. We continue with boys varsity basketball action on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network as we head into quarter number 2 of play. Riverdale Raiders have 16 on the board. Booker has 21. We start the action in your second quarter as it's thrown to Jacob Tracy. He's going to go out of town with a three-point shot, and he finds the net. Raiders now down by 2. And Booker trying to react fast. It's turned over by Jacob Tracy, giving it over to Jaquez Dickerson. And here we go. We are tied up at 21 apiece. This is going to be a ball game, folks. I will tell you that. Booker now has it in the attacking end. Tyreek Blakeney giving it over to Unique Arnold. Lobs it up in the air. It's going to be picked away by the Raiders. To be exact, it's going to be Daniel Malivert, and there's going to be a foul going against the Tornadoes. As we enter your second quarter of play, the Raiders will be traveling across the court from right to left across your computer screen. Booker will be running from left to right. Fans trying to get into it as Daniel Malivert heads to the free throw line, trying to give the Raiders the lead. It's going to bounce off of the boards, and it's going to be forked back into the hands of Booker. Looks like Malivert only got one free throw shot there, as Tyreek Blakeney and the Booker team looks to head back to work. And there's going to be another foul. This time it's going to be against the Raiders. Fans a little outraged at that. And Blakeney is going to head to the line. He'll have a pair of free throws on the way with 7:08 remaining in your second. Tied up at 21. It's going to stay that way as Blakeney is unsuccessful on his opening shot. Shot number 2. Bounces around. It's stolen away by Jaquez Dickerson. And he may have stepped out of play. He may have just let it bounce, and it looks like that's the case as Dickerson will be throwing this one back in. Here we go. Delivers it over to Johnston. That's going to be David Johnston, who's going to hand it off to Jacob Tracy, and the whistle. He was grabbed by number 10 on the play. And now you're going to see Jacob Tracy head up to the line, hoping to put the Raiders in front for their first lead ever since the first quarter. It's right up and through, 22-21. Fans getting into it. They're on their feet. They've been coming up with chants all game. They've really been having a good time. You can hear in the background. And now there's another whistle after the second shot, which is going to be incomplete. From Tracy, he goes 1 for 2 on the pair of attempts. If you ever like to come out to one of our Raider basketball games at Riverdale High School, Raider Rock Gym is the location. Tickets are $4. Unique Arnold throws it back up to center court. It's going to be the give and go to Tyreek Blakeney. Outside again. Downtown shot from Unique Arnold is going to be wide. Jacob Tracy, he's hustling up through to the paint. And the right hand puts it into the basket. 24-21 now your score. Raiders back on top. They need to keep putting the pressure on this Booker offense. They are a very quick and nimble team when they have the ball in their possession. Seems like what really killed the Raiders in the first quarter was those turnovers and fouls. And there's 2 points put up on the board for Blakeney. Fighting past multiple Raider defensemen. Jacob Tracy leads it out to the Raiders. It's going to be regained after he lost it, and Jacob Tracy again is putting points on the board. Raiders now with the 3-point advantage. 5:45 left in your first half of play. It's been a very fast-paced opening half at that. Down the middle, shot on the way, and it's going to be no good from number 10, who unfortunately is not on my roster sheet tonight. I apologize for that inconvenience. Tracy to Malivert, up on the right corner. It's up the middle to Dean Wilson. He's going to fire it back over. Raiders try to rush into the paint. Shot from Malivert is unsuccessful, and a layup, which was on the way from Arnold, is going to be off. There's a duel between fans right now. I said it earlier back in the first quarter, but if you hear some noise in the background cheering on Booker, that's because the junior varsity basketball players for Riverdale, they are in the crowd. They played a game before the varsity contest against Riverdale. Booker won that game. We have free throws on the way too from the looks of it, as Arnold will step up to the line. First shot bounces off the backboards. He's putting up a lot of pressure. His next one is going to be money. 26-24, the scoreboard now reads. And your second quarter of play, 5:10 to go. It's going to be tossed back in by the Tornadoes. Down low. Up in the air. That ball had some air time as it came from outside of the zone. And it's going to be knocked away. That shot came from Arnold. Dante Quintella sneaks around his defenseman. He just crossed him over there. Wilson into the paint. Tries to share the ball with Jaquez Dickerson. And his layup will not meet the net. There is going to be some fouls going on against Booker. And now you have 2 on the way for Jaquez Dickerson. Fires it to the net, and he puts up the point. Chance coming from the crowd. And his second one is going to be through as well. He goes 2 for 2. Jaquez Dickerson looking sharp on the free throw line. It's going to be tossed up in the air by Unique Arnold, and he puts up a quick 2 on the board for Booker now. Dante Quintella. He loses control of the ball. He attempted to throw it outside to Dean Wilson, who was awaiting the ball at the right corner, but it was way off, and is going to deflect out of play into the stands up in the front row, where those JV players are for Booker as they cheer on their varsity teammates. Two points put in by Tyreek Blakeney, I believe that was. And now Dante Quintella up along the outside. Dickerson to Wilson. Downtown shot It's going to wobble around, and it barely misses. Now down the court is Blakeney going for it all, and he gets it all. 31-28, Booker now regains the lead that they came into your second quarter with, and we'll have another timeout coming from Riverdale coach Damon Jones. He's a little frustrated as team, trying to make sure that they head into halftime on a little bit of a high note. This whole game, I can bet it's going to be quick, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be close. So we'll see how it goes. We'll take a quick break. More action on the way right after our media timeout on the Rush Radio Network, we used to call. I still need to get in the habit of doing that. I apologize for that. It was formerly the Rush Radio Network, but it's now the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network, so we'll come back right after this. We are back and ready for some more Raider basketball. Raiders now controlling the offensive zone, coming off of the timeout. It's picked away by Booker High School. They just took the play too fast, and that ball is going to fly right into the stands. Once again, if you're sitting in those opening rows, front row, third row, whatever it may be, you better keep your head up and hope you're watching the game, because it is crazy. Here is Dean Wilson. He goes for it all from the left corner. He's going to tie this up, putting 3 on the board. 31-31 reads the scoreboard. Outside, it's Tyreek Blakeney. Blakeney has his hands put on him by a Raider defenseman, and the foul. A little bit of confusion here for Booker. They're not sure what's going to happen. And it's going to be ruled by the official that it's going to be some free throws for Tyreek Blakeney. Blakeney tosses the ball in, and it is good for his first shot. Second one coming up on the way in just moments. That puts Booker up by 1, now up by 2, as Blakeney is successful in both attempts. Jacob Tracy leads the ball out the center for the Riverdale Raiders. Clock ticking down to 3 minutes. Raiders dealing with the ball on the outer end. It's going to be taken away by Blakeney. Blakeney, you've heard his name quite a few times throughout the broadcast. He is a very talented player for Booker. You can see why he has his hands on the ball very often. He put the give and go over to Riley Foreman, who was then grabbed on the play by a Raider defenseman, and he is going to have free throws now in his hands. Hoping to extend the Booker 2-point lead. First shot is overthrown. Or underthrown, I should say, pardon me. But he will make up for the first shot with his second attempt, as he puts up 1 point on the board. Here's Dante Quintella. The ball is in his hands for the Raiders. He stands at center court looking for a man open. It's Tracy to David Johnston. Down the middle once again, square one to Quintella. Shares the ball to Jacob Tracy, who puts up the layup. So far it's been all layups for Tracy. He knows how to wedge his way in between 2 defensemen. Maybe even more at times. Now Blakeney is going to get hit again. So foul and more free throws for Blakeney. Fans getting a little out of control here. They are chanting. It is very loud in the background. That just tells you what type of environment it's been. But everyone's just having fun. That's what it's all about here at Riverdale High School with the athletics. The 2 free throws are good for Tyreek Blakeney. Dante Quintella has the ball for Riverdale, leading into the attacking end. Quintella is a guard and a 5'9" sophomore. David Johnston waving his arms all around. Finds Tracy with the cross feed. Tries to put in the net with one hand. It's going to find its way back down to the ground. Blakeney trying to shake off Jacob Tracy. And he's going to back up. He just needed a second to redeem himself and reassess the situation. And he is going to come diving out of play onto the sidelines. And the foul and even more free throws coming for Tyreek Blakeney. Well, he should be getting pretty accustomed to standing on that free throw line. He's been in there quite a few times, but that's the type of thing that's going to happen when you have the ball in your hands often. He's a little frustrated after his first shot as it tipped off the iron. Raiders up by 2, 37-33, or pardon me, it's 4 points. And now it's 5 as the free throws are going to be finished up, and Booker goes 1 for 2 with Blakeney on the line. Don't want to get this team mixed up with Ida Baker, just a little slip of the tongue there. We played Ida Baker not so long ago. But anyways, here's Dante Quintella with the ball for the Raiders in the offensive zone. Throwing it back out to center. Here's Tracy, and he's going to wedge the ball in. Raiders always finding a way to respond to the quick action from the Tornadoes. Blakeney tries to go for a layup, and it's going to be stolen away by Jacob Tracy once again. Tracy from the left side is going to make the 2-point jumper. Raiders now down by 1. Clock ticking down to 41 seconds. From the corner, down low, it's Riley Foreman, and he is going to be knocked there by a Raider defenseman. And now Foreman's going to head up to the line for some more free throws. And you remember back in the first quarter, the Raiders kept making the same mistake with fouls, but it's just something you have to work on. Foreman's opening shot is overthrown. He dribbles and puts it through the air, and it's going to dribble around and heads back into the hands of Quintella. And Riley Foreman cannot convert on either one of his free throw attempts. Here's Dante Quintella. Makes a fake pass over to Jacob Tracy. Quintella still trying to reassess the situation. The give and go to Jacob Tracy. He's still looking around. Clock is down to 10 seconds. Raiders players, they're just having a hard time getting open. 3 on the way. It is through. Raiders hop in front, 40-38. Jacob Tracy puts the Raiders out in front. Last second midcourt shot from Arnold is going to miss as it careens into the stands. Raiders hopping out in front, 40-38 is your score as we head into halftime. What a first half that was. It ended well for Jacob Tracy. Very bizarre ending. We saw him stand at the right corner just looking for a Raider receiver open. Looks like he was trying to go for a man open in the paint for a layup or something. But then after a while of not having a man open, Tracy takes matters into his own hands and nails the 3 from the right corner. That puts the Raiders on top. 40-38 is your score. We take a break. It is now your 10-minute intermission from the Raider Rock Gym. So we will take this break as well on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. 40-38 once again. Raiders are on top. We return to the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School for some boys varsity basketball action, as the Riverdale Raiders currently lead over the Booker Tornadoes from Sarasota. 40-38 is your score as we head into your third quarter. And second half of play, it sure has been a very dramatic first half. Raiders started off strong with an 8-0 advantage to begin your first quarter. But then eventually Booker came roaring back, making the score 16-8. But then eventually the Raiders fought back. It's just been a great close battle. And the second quarter and first half ended with a three-pointer from Jacob Tracy of the Riverdale Raiders to put the Raiders back on top. 40-38 is your score as we resume the ball game with Booker having control outside. It's downtown shot from Sam Evans, and that puts Booker up ahead by one. The Tornadoes will be moving across the court from right to left across your computer screen. The Riverdale Raiders will travel from left to right. Dean Wilson down low, left corner. His shot is going to hit the post, and it's back out to center court. Big scram for the ball, and Booker is going to throw it back into the paint. It's stolen away by Jacob Tracy, and the officials are going to say that he stepped out of play. You hear the fans chanting "what" in the background. I said it back in the first half multiple times, but this is a very festive crowd. It always is fun to hear their chants and see and hear them get involved with what is happening out on the court. As a result of Tracy stepping out of bounds, Booker has control. It's picked away by Daniel Malivert. Give and go to Jacob Tracy, storming his way into the zone, and he is going to be fouled as he collided into a player. It's going to be hurled back in from behind the Raiders' net. Dean Wilson lobs it back in. Two shots come from Daniel Malivert, and his second time is a charm. 42-41 now is your score. Raiders are on top. 6:40 left to go in your third quarter. Up the middle. Jumper on the way. And it's good from Unique Arnold. Another 2 points puts Booker back on top. Here's a three from Jacob Tracy, and it rings off of the post. Blakeney down the court. A three-pointer on the way. It's off the backboards into the hands of David Johnston. He fumbled around with it. And then there's a stoppage due to a violation on the play. It was a push that came in from Booker's Unique Arnold. Jaquez Dickerson had control of the ball, so he is going to hurl it back in to Daniel Malivert. Malivert dancing his way out to the left corner. Back up down the middle. He's being double teamed. He lost control, regains it, throws it back into the paint. It's stolen again. It's been a game of possession changes thus far. Low to the right corner. It's Arnold. Arnold is going to go cross feed over to Blakeney. Tried to throw it in underhand, and that's going to go to the corner. It's another long shot on the way from Arnold. He can't convert on that, and finally capitalizing is number 23, Tony Register. Plus there was a foul on the play by a Raider player. So now you're going to have Tony Register try to go for the three-point play off of this extra shot. Register gathers the ball. And he's ready to put it in the air. He can't make it. Raiders now on the opposite way. Jacob Tracy dancing his way around and stolen away. Breakaway and a layup from Blakeney. And that makes it 47-42. Raiders with a 5-point disadvantage. Dickerson is going to lob it in to Daniel Malivert. Malivert down low. Deshaun Lane with the three, and he is not going to be able to put it through. Tony Register with the ball once again. Throws it over to Sam Evans. Evans back down the middle to Riley Foreman, who rushes it up the gut from the midpoint. Shot is incomplete, but there is a foul going against RHS. And it's a push going against the Raider defense. And Foreman is going to head up to the line once more for a pair of free throws. He's able to sink through his first shot. His second one bounces around, but it eventually sinks its way in. Now a 7-point advantage for the Booker Tornadoes. Tracy loses the ball, scoops it up again by his fingertips. Outside to Tracy, midpoint, up the center. Puts it in the air, hopes it lands, and it does through the net. Here's Foreman from the left corner. Shot is going to be underthrown. Oh, and David Johnston says, not in my house, to Tyreek Blakeney, who tried to go for a rebound layup. And somehow, David Johnson was able to keep that ball in play after he spiked it, and that's going to be stripped out of the hands of Tyreek Blakeney. So what happened is the throw was in from Jaquez Dickerson to Daniel Malivert, and then you had Blakeney race over and try to strip the ball out of Malivert's hands, but luckily it went out of play, so the Raiders regain control. 4:20 in your third to go. 49-44 is your score. Dickerson is going to get a foul against Unique Arnold. Players are scrambling everywhere right now. It's going to be thrown back in by Daniel Malivert from back behind the Raiders attacking net, and now we have a delayed game here right now. The officials gathered at the scorer's table with the coaches to discuss something. What exactly it is, I'm not sure, but it had to do something with the scorekeeping. And now the clock fixed itself here. 49-46 is what the score updated to. Now it's just going all around. This is crazy. Now it's reading 48-47. Raiders in advantage. It has not been an easy night for that scoreboard and the scorekeeper who has been working it tonight. Outside, long shot from Riley Foreman is going to be outside. Rebound on the way from Blakeney, and it's going to be regained by Jacob Tracy, storming his way down court. Oh my gosh, that did not go as planned. Layup from Jaquez Dickerson. Now there's a foul going against Booker. Whoa! That's all I have to say. That's my professional analysis. What happened is Jacob Tracy just stormed his way up the middle, using full speed into the paint, tried to sink through a slam dunk off of the right hand. It deflected off of the post. It just flew right in the air. Jaquez Dickerson grabbed it up in hopes of putting in a two-pointer, but then he was fouled on the play. And now once again you have the officials gathering together at the scorer's table. A lot of confusion regarding the time and the score of this contest. So there's a little bit of a hold up here, and meanwhile the Raiders are going to take advantage of this pause. And Coach Damon Jones once again is going to reassess the situation with his team. Same goes for Phil Helmuth and the Booker Tornadoes team. And during the break, you have a Let's Go Raiders chant breaking out across the Raider Rock Gym. You hear them with the Let's Go Raiders chant. A lot of school spirit here being shown tonight. So we're going to have the score and time settled out here by the officials. And hopefully we can get things figured out here so we can continue on with some more basketball. Meanwhile, I suppose this is a great time to take a media timeout on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. This is boys varsity basketball. Raiders up 48-47 over the Booker Tornadoes. We are back on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network with some more boys varsity basketball action. 48-47. The Riverdale Raiders lead over the Booker Tornadoes live from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. We are back and ready to play after a little bit of a scoreboard mishap. So the officials gathered at the scorer's table, settled that out with our operator here at the Raider Rock Gym, and we are ready. So your official ruling is that there's 3:39 left in your third. 48-47, Raiders up by 1. Dickerson up at the line for a pair of free throws as we are set to go back again for action. His shot is going to bounce away. He cannot convert on either of his free throw opportunities, missing twice. Storming into the zone is Riley Foreman, and that's going to be an offensive foul going against Booker. Jaquez Dickerson will throw this one in up against the far side, up in front of the Booker benches. Jacob Tracy will be the first man he finds. Trades it back over to Jaquez Dickerson. He falls to his feet. There's an overthrown shot coming from Jared Tracy, the brother of Jacob, who's been a big star in tonight's game. Jared Tracy is a well-known figure as well on the team. Coming up with 2 points for Booker is Unique Arnold. Raiders trying to respond here. Dante Quintella at the left corner, trying to hurl it back into the paint. It's going to be stripped right away by Sam Evans. Evans dribbling the ball. Cross court to Riley Foreman. Storming his way up. Gives the pass to Tony Register, who sinks it through 51-48. Now Booker on top. Jared Tracy, number 11, is a 6'3" senior. Meanwhile, Jacob Tracy is a 6'5" sophomore. And there's Jacob Tracy coming up with another layup. Here's a three-pointer way over the heads of the players coming from Riley Foreman. And a foul once more going against Booker. Raiders now down by 1. What a heck of a game this one has been. Neither of these teams have given up. Both teams have faced adversity. They've been both down by quite a bit, but they managed to fight their way back. Jacob Tracy across center court. He is going to be fouled. So it's going to be Jaquez Dickerson throwing it back in from the center court line. Off to the far side. Finds Jacob Tracy. This crowd noise is just unbearable as an incomplete pass is going to be sent out of play. It's turned over off the hands of Jacob Tracy. Booker starts off with Sam Evans. Huge pass. I'm not sure if that was a crazy shot or a pass, but it came all the way from center court. It deflected up in the air and out of the play. It went off of a Raider player, so Booker gets the ball back in their possession. And number 15 puts up the 2. To advance, the Booker lead by 3. Jacob Tracy spins, loses control of the ball, regains it with no pressure. Down off to the right corner, up in the air. And now it's Deshaun Lane, right corner, and it's 3. Put it on the board. We are deadlocked at 53 points. 90 seconds to go in your third quarter, and that puts a little bit of life back into this ball game. Deshaun Lane with the three-pointer and complete pass. Raiders regain it, and another stoppage. And now a timeout is going to be put up against Booker here as they will log up another foul against the Tornadoes. So 53 apiece, we're tied up, 1:22 left in your third, and we'll have a quick meeting. Raiders is hoping to relax a little bit. Try not to get under a lot of pressure or worry, because right now I feel like they're doing a fine job. They've started capitalizing on more turnovers. Booker, they're starting to struggle, and that's the reason why Coach Phil Helmuth has put up this timeout. So we're ready. Fans making a nice beat here. Once again, everyone having a great time here. Packed crowd at the Raider Rock Gym. That's what we like to see. We're ready to get back into action as the senior, Daniel Malivert, is going to bounce it over to Dante Quintella. Back to the right corner and down the middle once again to Jaquez Dickerson. First shot, not going to make it. Second one, rolls wide. Third one is a charm. He had a little bit of assistance there from Jared Tracy, but Jaquez Dickerson did it all by himself, putting in his third layup attempt. And there's a three-pointer and a momentum killer coming off the hands of Tyreek Blakeney. 56-55, Tornadoes in the lead. 47 seconds left in your third. Dickerson aims it to the net. It bounces short. Here's Register. Shakes off his defenseman. He has the two. Plus the foul. And right now you can tell Tony Register, he is feeling good. He is in the moment. Substitutions on the way. You have Unique Arnold stepping his way into the contest, while Tyreek Blakeney is going to come off of the bench. Having a little bit of downtime in this ball game. Here's Tony Register in hopes of making the three-point play. It's short. David Johnston tries to hurl the ball out of the zone, and there's a stop. It's another foul. We're going to bring the ball to the opposite end of the court. So we'll see what the ruling of this is. We see Jamel Chang make his way out into the contest. Chang wearing number 12. He is a senior guard on the team. And now it looks like David Johnston, he was fouled again, so he's going to have an opportunity at the free throw line. David Johnston is another senior on his team. 6'5". He is a big basketball player. His shot is an air ball, and you can see he is disappointed at that one. He only had one opportunity for a free throw, and he just couldn't even find the net. Well, you can't blame him. Sometimes that happens if you buckle under pressure or you just don't have a good shot or a good form off of the shot. You know, that type of thing's going to happen. Booker invading the offensive zone. Outside to the left corner. Downtown shot is going to be incomplete from number 15. Here is Dante Quintella swerving his way around up against the far side. Jamel Chang now fighting his way past multiple defensemen. Outside, here's Maliver with the two. 5 seconds left. Hurled back in by Booker, and now the foul going against Dante Quintella. With 3.1 left in quarter number 3. 2 free throws are going to be a result of that foul in the favor of Booker. It's actually no. Now there's a little bit of a miscommunication. I saw, or at least I thought I saw, the official .2 as in 2 free throws, but Booker's going to throw the ball back in. I apologize for that brief miscommunication. Tony Register tried to fire in a last-second shot from the right corner, but it will not go. 58-57, the Booker Tornadoes are on top of the Riverdale Raiders at the end of your third quarter of play. We have another media timeout. Your fourth and final quarter is on the way. Live from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School, you are listening to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. Players are making their way back out to the court as we are just about set for your fourth quarter of play. 58-57 is your score, as the Riverdale Raiders currently trail the Booker Tornadoes. Raiders start quarter number 4 with possession of the ball anyhow. And now, here we go. It's Dante Quintella leading the ball into the attacking end. Raiders are going to move the ball from left to right across your computer screen. Booker will move the opposite end from right to left. Quintella under pressure. Fires it down low to David Johnston. Trying to trade it over to Deshaun Lane at the left corner, who somehow managed to keep the ball in the play. There's your whistle. But the attempt from number 5 will not go in the net. So that keeps the Raider deficit down to 1 point. And Dickerson is going to throw back in as the Raiders have control. Noise and pressure is being made. It is overwhelming, and I can barely hear myself think. Needless to say, the noise makes Jacob Tracy mess up. He bobbles the ball, regains it, throws it to the net. Rise up on your feet. That's 2 on the board. Jacob Tracy. Talk about a clutch situation. And a basket when you need it the most. Raiders hop on front 59-58, 7:26 left. Just a little over half a minute into your fourth quarter. And now you have the foul going on Jacob Tracy. So Tracy is trying to go for that three-point play with a free throw. And now we have another pause in the action. Officials going to gather something once again with the coach. And we are back and ready to go. Fans up in hopes that Jacob Tracy can make the three-point shot. It's on the way, and it's in. Raiders take a 2-point lead. With Jacob Tracy coming up big in that scenario. Low on the right point. It's Sam Evans going cross court. Down low to number 15. Going back to the opposite end once again, this time to number 5. Low to Sam Evans. Going long, and that's going to bounce off the board. Jacob Tracy powering his way down the court, and the foul coming up there against Booker. Here's another 2 free throws on the way for Jacob Tracy. Fans are out of their seats again in hopes that Tracy can put some more points on the board. They have their fingers up in the air, and there's point number 1. It is good. Raiders just need to keep on attacking and capitalize off of those mistakes from the Booker Tornadoes. Shot number 2 is successful. Now 4 points. The Raiders are on top over Booker. 6:45 left. Booker regains a fumble. Riley Foreman. Outside at the right point. Up in the air. It's overthrown. And it's going to be regained by Foreman. But there's a foul. Deshaun Lane trying to get involved with the play there. Foul going against the Raiders. And here's Foreman again, rushing his way through to the paint from left to right, and he is going to be fouled. It's been a game of fouls, I'll tell you that. Riley Foreman heading up to the line, going for 2 free throw shots. It's going to bounce short. The Raiders have Booker right where they want him. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Second shot is another one short. Booker regains control, but it will roll out of play. This time it's Dickerson. From the outside, throws it into play to Jacob Tracy, and now 2 men are going to collide. They were tripped. Daniel Malivert ran his way into Sam Evans. Evans seems a little upset, or shaken up rather, and he's going to be helped up by his teammates. Luckily, no one was injured in the situation, but it looks like they just tripped each other up there. Malivert just locked legs with Evans, and now you're going to see Evans come up to the free throw line here, maybe. Well, let's see. Some more discussion going on with the officials. And now players are going to reposition. So first Booker thought they were going for the free throws, but it's going to be tossed back in. Up along the near side by Unique Arnold. Arnold shares it with Blakeney. Blakeney at the left corner. Up the middle to Riley Foreman. Foreman low on the right side. Trying to shake off his man. Throws it down low to Foreman. He's trying to run circles around Johnston. And David Johnston, he's a little upset that there was not a foul against him. And now, it looks like the foul actually went against David Johnston. So Riley Foreman, once again, is going to head up for some free opportunities. The shot is going to trickle out. So Foreman did not originally make that shot when he was fouled. Can't make the first one, but he will sink the second one. .6:04 to go in your ball game. Raiders up by 3. And now, it looks like Jacob Tracy is going to be involved. He's up at the line now for some free throws. I guess I didn't see the foul against him, but he's up at the line next thing you know. He is going to drill through shot number 1. Fans have their hands in the air. And he goes 2 for 2 on these attempts. It's been a game of fouls like I mentioned before. To be exact, we have 10 on the board for Booker, 8 on the clock for the Raiders. From the outside, it's a shot. 3 points for none other than number 3 himself, Unique Arnold. And now it's 64-62, an advantage of Riverdale. Timeout called by Coach Jones as the Raiders regain control. This game is getting tense. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. This game, it's going to end close. It may have to even go down to the final minute if that's what it takes. But it's sure has been a great game between two very talented teams. Riverdale coming into the contest, 4 wins and 2 losses, like I mentioned back at the beginning of the broadcast. They are currently leading Class 7A District 12, their division. It is a 3-team district. They currently lead over Gulf Coast, who is 3-3 on the year. And Northport is at the bottom, 2 wins and 3 losses. So the Raiders just trying to talk things over, see if there's anything they can do differently here as we head to your final moments of this ball game. But if this is a big ending, if it comes close, I can tell you it's going to be a very lengthy 5 minutes. That's how it's like in every sport, especially football, when there's a lot of stoppages and clock pauses.
You're on the other side.
All right, Jacob Tracy bringing it down the length of the court, layup no good, and he gets assurance from David Johnston, who sinks it through. 66-62. Raiders are taking the lead from the outside. The ball is being controlled by Unique Arnold, and now there's a foul against the Raiders. There's going to be some free throws on the way for Unique Arnold. Looks like he's going for 2 shots. Shot is going to be right down the middle. Arnold, second shot is going to be put in. So Unique Arnold going 2 for 2 on those pair of attempts. Jacob Tracy, he's going to fumble the ball. It's tripped up. And what's going to happen there? The Booker bench, they're upset right now. And it looks like Riverdale is going to put this one back into play. Phil Helmuth, the coach of the Tornadoes, he doesn't appreciate that one bit. He thought that was a foul, certainly against Riverdale, but it looks like it was the opposite. Evans drops it over to Unique Arnold. Low off to the left side. Back on the outer end. It's stolen away by Daniel Maliver. Throws it to the net, and he is money. 68-64. The clock now reads Raiders on top. Don't get excited just yet, fans. This game can change on the turn of a dime. That's why basketball is so special. It is a fast-paced sport. 4:52 in your game. Raiders need to keep the ball in their hands. That's all I can say. Lane takes a shot. It's up in the air and stolen away by Booker. Arnold going for 3. Shot rings off the net. And there's another foul going against the Raiders as Unique Arnold was knocked down off to the right corner. Deshaun Lane looks like he made that violation on the play, and now Arnold is going to head up to the line once more. Arnold opening shot is going to be nothing but net. Arnold is going to put through another one, and it looks like he's going to have 3 shots. A little bit of a correction there instead of 2. It's because he was originally taking a 3-point shot when he was fouled, so he has an opportunity to put in 3 points, and he does. Let me tell you something, Unique Arnold is on fire, nailing through 5 free throws in a row here in your 4th. Right end. Malivert finds Wilson. Wilson, ball is out of his hands. And a Booker player stripped it out, so Raiders continue control, and Wilson is going to put this one back into action. Wilson back behind the Raiders attacking net. Off to the right side of my broadcast position. Goes end to end. Here's Jacob Tracy. It bounces around the rim, but it lands through the center. Raiders up by 3, 4:15 in your game. Tyreek Blakeney going long, and he will put up 3 to tie it at 70. Oh my goodness, what a contest. It has started to slowly unravel here in your final minutes of play. Jacob Tracy tried to go for a layup, it's wide. He gets into a little bit of a scram for the ball on the hardwood floor, and it is going to be a stoppage and a foul here, and a timeout as well. It's a full timeout going for Booker. So 3:57 now reads on the clock. This is probably one of the most tense games we have seen all season for the Riverdale Raiders. Both teams, like I mentioned, extremely talented. Booker coming in 2-0 on the season. Raiders 4-2. And if the information I received was correct about Sarasota, or Booker Sarasota, we like to call them rather, it's interesting because they're playing their 3rd game. Yeah, Riverdale has already played 6. They're in their 7th game. I could be incorrect, but assuming that information is true about Booker going 2-0 in this game, in the season rather, I think it may have to do because Booker is in a different county. Because in different counties, the school year starts at different times, so I'm also sure that the basketball season starts at different times. So very possibly the Raiders may have had an earlier start to the basketball season compared to Booker. Just a possible explanation for that in case if anyone happened to wonder. We are back and ready to go, tied at 70. After the Booker timeout, 3:50 is left in your 4th. Slowly but surely, the Tornadoes lead the ball into the zone. Opening shot is going to be whipped wide, and Tracy and the Raiders regain it. Jacob Tracy flips it opposite end. Dean Wilson going for 3. You can put it on the board. Very needed 3-pointer, a very much needed pointer for Dean Wilson up along the left side. Now here's Riley Foreman spinning his way past David Johnston, and he is going to put up the netter. Raiders up by only 1. Jacob Tracy outside again to Wilson. He's reloading, and he is too far out. Raiders trying to keep it going. Jacob Tracy with a 3 whistle, and his shot is not going to get through. Now it looks like Jacob Tracy is having some knee issues. His left calf seems to be bothering him, it looks like. He's clutching his left knee. He's waving for help right now. Perhaps it's a cramp, I guess. He's walking on it, trying to shake off the feeling, but yeah, now he's going to be helped off. So yeah, he was holding on to his left leg there. So we'll try to see what that's all about, but he's been a very important source of this game. So we'll see what we can do for him. And hopefully the Raiders can keep on going here, and hopefully everything's all right for Jacob Tracy. That's all we can hope. He's a big face on the Raiders team, as he's being evaluated by a trainer. So here we go. 2:54 left in this game. Riley Foreman to the outside. Arnold with a three. Booker fans rise to their feet here as it's 75-73. You now have Booker on top. Outside, it's Deshaun Lane for a three, and it swishes out. Dean Wilson grabs control. Outer end, it's picked away by Tyreek Blakeney. Blakeney will put up a layup. It's now a 4-point advantage for the Tornadoes. A Raiders chant is going around the arena. Jaquez Dickerson has the layup. So now it looks like Jacob Tracy is back up and on his feet here. He was checked out by a trainer, so it looks like now he's going to be checking back into the game as soon as we have our next stoppage. That is, if we even have our next stoppage. 1:47 is left, and now Dean Wilson steals it away. Oh, the pressure is on, ladies and gentlemen. Dante Quintella up the middle to center court. Dean Wilson to the right corner. Moves his way on in with a shot. It's too far out, and it's stolen away by Booker once again. 90 seconds to work with. Layup is what? Oh boy. Raiders still down by 2, but they have control. Jaquez Dickerson can't make a successful shot, and now here comes Booker the opposite way, and there's a stop. It looks like the Booker player, well, let's wait for the call here. Looks like there may have been a possible foul. Meanwhile, Jacob Tracy, he's still trying to get into the game. He's still waiting. But with this being a stop, it looks like he'll be checking into the game very soon here. Up on the line, a pair of free throws is coming up for Unique Arnold. Arnold, he's been on fire at the line in his fourth quarter in the ball game. Going 5 for 5 in the fourth quarter. He's now, he's going to go on perfect. I thought it was going to go in visually, but it wobbled back out. And now you have Jacob Tracy making his way back out onto the court. The second one is going to be through, and now that's 3 points. The Raiders are down. Here's Jacob Tracy back out. It's good to see him back after a little bit of a scary situation. Outside, Deshaun Lane. It's way out of reach. Rebound from Daniel Oliver. He throws up the layup. 78-77, and 52.4 is left in this game. We're going to have another timeout. Let's see who this is going to go against. It's going to go for the Riverdale Raiders. Fans on their feet, just listen to this great audience we have tonight at the Raider Rock Gym. It's funny because some of these fans, you see them, they're trying to compete with, this is really funny. You have a Let's Go Raiders chant, and you have the JV basketball team from Booker out there, like I mentioned plenty of times before showing support for the team. They're trying to come up with a Let's Go Booker chant, but their group is too small. It's getting flooded out here by the Raider fans. Oh, so we're going to stay on the air here and finish this one out. Hopefully, I feel like since it's a final minute, it's going to be a slow one. These teams may be using up the remainder of their timeouts because this is a very crucial moment. It's going to be a heartbreaker no matter which team wins. That's all there is to it. We resume play. Booker has possession. It's Sam Evans controlling the ball. Trying to move his way past Daniel Malivert. Shares it off with Riley Foreman with the give and go. And a foul going against the Raiders. And we may be having more free throws. We will. It's Riley Foreman. The intensity, it is going nuts. Opening shot is going to bounce in. So can he finish strong? Yes, he does. Raiders up by 3. All right, here we go. Jacob Tracy for the 3. It is nothing but net. Fans are ready to go. Players are on their feet. This whole place is going nuts. Listen to him go. 23 seconds left. Sam Evans has the ball at center. Oh, Coach Jones hoping he can ride this one out with the Raiders. With a win. 13 seconds left. It may come down to a last second shot. It's bobbled by Evans and a foul going against the Raiders. It was just the heat of the moment, and that puts these fans in disbelief. The ball was loose off of Sam Evans' hands, and it was, I believe, Daniel Malivert trying to get the ball. He made some contact there, and then that paid the price. We have some free throws on the way for Sam Evans. So the chances are, if Sam Evans can make at least one of these, then it's, well, now we have a scoreboard update. It's now 80-80 your score. So, yeah, we are tied. Once again, keep that in mind. Here we go. First one is successful. So keep in mind, Raiders need to get the ball right off the draw and shoot for the net. Second shot is going to be a miss. DeQuez Dickerson racing down the middle, 5 seconds left. Here comes your big finish. And is there a foul? What is this? No, it's a timeout going against Riverdale. Oh my goodness. What was I saying, folks? This is a tight game. Raiders down by 1 point. 4.2 seconds left and now a Raider timeout. I can only imagine if there was a game winner here for Riverdale, you hear how crazy these fans are right now. This crowd, they're going to blow the roof off of this place if the Raiders can make it, but don't get your hopes up just yet. This one is anything but over. This game has been nuts. That's all I can say. 4.4 is now going to be put up on the clock. There was just a public address announcement that said, at the completion of tonight's game, please don't go on the court. Oh boy, my heart is racing. Here we go. The Riverdale Raiders make their way out onto the court. Last second shot, it's coming up. It's not possible, but it's going to be tough. Booker has the 1 point lead, but they only have to hold on for 4.4 more seconds. Best case scenario is if there is a foul going against Booker, but a lot can happen in 4.4 seconds. Wilson from the near side to Tracy. Oh, wait, there's the foul! It's going against Booker! It's going against Booker. Wow. Are you serious? Here we go. Here we go. We're going to have Jacob Tracy come up to the free throw line underneath 1 point. Raiders, they can grab the lead right here with 2 seconds. Oh my. Here we go. Opening shot is wide. So what's going to happen here was that All right, so we'll have a second shot. The best thing for Tracy is to tie this up with one shot. Wait a minute. If I do recall properly, well, we'll have to see for the officials calling. I believe he was out on the right corner, Jacob Tracy, when he was fouled. So let's see how this is. If he's going to have 2 shots or 3 shots. Let's take a look. Here it comes. It's wide. It's picked away by Booker. And there is outside. Now, wait a minute. What is this? 0.2 is left. There's a foul. And is this a timeout? There's a whole lot of confusion everywhere. 0.2 is left on the clock. Jacob Tracy cannot make either of his shots. It has to be an awful feeling. I feel horrible for Jacob Tracy. But I need to wait for the officials calling and see what's going to happen as a result of this foul. All right, so are they going to toss this one in? I believe that's what's going to happen. There's just not enough time to grab the ball, prepare for your shot, and unload in 0.2 seconds. It is just absolutely ridiculous. Now you're going to have free throws on the way for Unique Arnold. So Arnold was fouled. So now all Booker has to do is take these shots, and he's going to nail through his first. So this one's just about over from the looks of it. Raiders down by 2. Fans are silent, some of them heading towards the exits. This shot is missed. Game over. Booker wins with a heartbreaker for the Raiders. This has been a very heartbreaking game. This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, it was crazy. It came down to the last second, literally, but things just didn't work out for the Raiders. And like I said, Jacob Tracy, you have to feel bad for him. He was just under a high-pressure situation and couldn't come up with neither of the shots. And that's going to do it. 82-80 is your final score. So Raiders lose, and as a result of this, they fall down to 4-3 on the 2015 regular season record. Booker is going to advance to 3-0. Now, although it was a very disappointing loss, you have to give a lot of credit for the Riverdale Raiders. Despite the heartbreaking loss, they tried their hardest and they battled their toughest throughout the course of this ball game. You cannot blame them one bit for what happened. And like I said, it was upsetting. I know for sure I wish there was a different ending, but that's just the way it is in the game of basketball. The great thing is that you always have another game to play, and you just have to improve from next time. So that's going to do it from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. I would like to thank all of you for listening into the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for all the action of tonight's game. This is Nick Rush giving you the call, and we hope to see you for our next contest here at the Raider Rock Gym. Thanks for listening in. Once again, 82-80 is your final score. Sarasota Booker wins over the Riverdale Raiders. Have a good night and a safe weekend, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network.